think we can all agree that just because you want your favorite fictional character to either love you, ruin you, or parent you, doesn't mean you aren't mentally well. But I will say, and don't shoot the messenger, hey, don't shoot the messenger, that if you aren't, that's completely fine. Do you know why? Because your love for fictional characters can and should be used in treatments that would help you with your other issues that you do not have. You don't have them. You don't. At least that's what this psychologist thinks. And if you have any time after, check out my portfolio link. Thank you. Link in the description. Thank you. Kathleen Gannon from Lesley University in Massachusetts made a thesis in 2018, and this thesis was a literature review of various things like academic and scholarly journals, blogs, articles, and even your favorite fandom's wiki page. Literally everything that she could find online, apparently. And this literature review focused on parasocial relationships. So parasocial relationships, if you guys don't know, is the non-reciprocal time and energy consuming relationships that we often have with fictional characters, but also celebrities and even your lecturer or a footballer or whoever, people who you do not have access to but are able to have this one-sided, very intense relationship with. She had many findings or many things she found from looking through all of these different papers, methodologically writing notes about them, highlighting them, all that kind of stuff that she put into her thesis. The first thing though, what I found really interesting and really funny, is she made an appendix list. Appendix A is what she called it, and it's basically a keyword list. And there are different terms here, but there's some here that I'm just like, was this necessary? Like, did you need to add this to your serious study, your serious study? I mean, she got anime, she got Bay before anyone else. I mean, everyone knows what Bay is. BGM, background music, canon, fair enough. She got convention, Comic-Con, stuff like that. She got cosplay, very obvious. Deviant art, very obvious, everyone knows. She got fan art, fandom, very fair. Fan fiction, alright. Fanon, events, characters, personalities, pairings, and more that are theorized by the fan base of a media. It's just not canon exactly. It's what the fandom wants to be canon. And then she got GIF. Don't come at me. She also got manga. She got Mary Sue or Gary Sue. So just bland characters with no personality. She got meme.
We should return him. Let's get something straight here, okay? There is no we. There never was a we. In fact, without me, it wouldn't even be a you.
Which I find funny that she wrote here. Like somebody needs to know. MMO, fair enough. Mood, fair enough. NPC, fair enough. NSFW. OC, original character. OOC, out of character. OST, RPG, ship, romantic pairings, toxic fandom, trash, die hard, fan of a fandom, okay, fandom trash, Tumblr, waifu husbando, weeaboo, whip, work in progress, Vine. I just find this amusing that I can just imagine someone coming through this appendix and being like, okay, before I read, I've got to understand. And you're just like, NSFW, weeaboo, fandom trash, and they're just like, oh wow, it's very interesting. Wow, okay, oh my god, okay, fanfic, okay, fanon, wow, okay, cosplay, oh, I understand. Like, it's just like, I mean, they could have googled it, right? Like, I feel like you didn't need to make an appendix of this list, and I thought it would be much worse. I mean, there were things that could have been there. There were things. Catherine was like, oh, I'm gonna keep that in the drafts. She said, I'm gonna keep that to myself. So I mean, I respect it. It was decent list. I think very valid list, but it could have been worse is what I'm saying. And I don't know if I'm happy or sad that it wasn't. The second finding was like an actual finding, which was that people or therapists should be using parasocial relationship in their therapy. So refer to them, because she states that literally people can find symbols, inspiration, and therapeutic release through simply maintaining a parasocial relationship with their favorite fictional character. That is half a quote, and it is very important, very interesting. Once again, therapeutic release. Another finding is that talking about parasocial relationships in fiction is useful because it provides a sense of safety, because it can be used as a transitional object for children in therapies. And a transitional object is just an object that is made to provide comfort to a child when they're far away or separated from their primary caregiver, to my understanding. And so that is very useful, because that means that if somebody is having trouble with adjusting to therapy or something like that, therapists can use a pre-existing parasocial relationship to be this kind of anchor for them to open up to the therapist, to feel comfortable in the therapy sessions. Basically, your comfort character is valid. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Just before we go to the next finding, I want to shout out this background. I'm starting to put posters up in my room. Yes, decoration. Anyways, it's because the next finding is kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. Some people with parasocial relationships are in a high-risk group for depression, anxiety, bullying, and other problems. I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but this is specifically also talking about people who are being cyberbullied. So if you're a content creator who makes fan art, fan fiction, fan videos, does cosplay, etc., this paper is just trying to show and emphasize that you can be a target of cyberbullying, and that will negatively obviously affect your mental health. And so essentially, therapists should be aware that if somebody or their client has a strong parasocial relationship with a character, that might mean that they are then creating content relating to that character and that story, and then they also might be a subject of cyberbullying. It's like this kind of trajectory kind of thing, this association, maybe. But I mean, it's also kind of hilarious. Like, just imagine your therapist going like, oh, so it says here, your fanfic is cringe, die. And then your therapist goes, and how does that make you feel? Just imagine. Like, what would you say to that? I got 500 kudos. It's I. Like, what do you say? The last finding, which is very, very interesting, very, very important, is that as excessive art therapy already utilizes metaphors, parasocial relationships can very easily be implemented into that therapeutic process to allow the therapist and the clients to view their life, or more so the clients, to view their life from a distance and use their favorite characters as a metaphor for their own life, if you understand what I'm saying. Which is great. I mean, it's very interesting. I've not really known too much about expressive art therapy, which apparently assesses your reactions to different media and videos and images and stuff to allow you to heal, I guess. But hey, listen, if I'm gonna be going to therapy, I think I might know what kind of therapy I want personally, because this sounds good. This sounds healing. It sounds wholesome. It sounds like something I would appreciate, and I think you would as well. So the main takeaway is that expressive arts therapists should include an exploration of these relationships in a client's life into the therapeutic process. What do you think? I mean, I think it'd be good to bring this up with future or current therapists that you guys might have. I don't know, just to kind of allow people to understand more about what impact that it has on people, and also the impact that it has on you as an individual. I think it will allow the therapist to have an insight into you as a person. But I will say, please don't talk about how much you want to get railed, okay? Please. I don't want you to be like, hey, I watched this video, why don't you like talk about this with me? And then you just tell them about how much you want to get railed. Please don't do that. Like, my credibility, I will drop to the floor. Like, I don't want to be that person, okay? It's just relax. They don't need to know. If you want to do one thing, then subscribe. Then subscribe. Check out my other videos in the psychology of fiction playlist. Yeah. And then I say a quickie goodbye. Daniel.